Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Arsenal's plan for Moises Caicedo depends on Albert Sambi Lokonga. Arsenal tried long and hard to sign Moises Caicedo last month, and the Ecuadorian still remains an option for the summer, but Albert Sambi Lokonga could cost him a move. That's according to journalist Rudy Galetti, who has claimed that the Brighton and Hove Albion man is still a target for the Gunners, but Mikel Arteta hasn't given a thought about a summer transfer just yet. Lokonga is the reason why. Albert Sambi Lokonga was Arsenal's backup central midfielder in the first half of the season. The Belgian was often the first man in if either Granit Xhaka or Thomas Partey needed a break, and almost everyone expected him to stay at the club in January, especially after Mohamed El Neni had to undergo surgery on his knee. However, Crystal Palace boss Patrick Vieira came calling on a transfer deadline day, and to everyone's surprise, Mikel Arteta allowed Lokonga to move to Selhurst Park on loan until the end of the season. Now, Galetti has come out and claimed that the Arsenal boss wants to evaluate Lokonga's performances in the coming months before thinking about making a move for Caicedo in the summer. That suggests that if the 23-year-old Belgian really explodes under Vieira, the Gunners may not go back in for the Brighton man. The journalist told Give Me Sport, "It's an option. Arsenal strongly wanted Caicedo in the winter transfer session, but as we know, Brighton rejected two offers declaring him not for sale. In the summer, they could try again for Moises Caicedo, but Arteta wants to make a final decision only after evaluating the performance of Sambi Lokonga, who is now on loan at Crystal Palace. So it's an option, but at the moment, nothing has been decided yet for Moises Caicedo in the summer. That is a smart way to look at things. Lokonga is a supremely gifted player. He is good on the ball, he can drive into the opposition third with possession, and has a good eye for a pass as well. However, he is a bit suspect defensively. It will be interesting to see what will happen in the coming months, but if Lokonga really comes to life in the second half of the season, Arsenal won't need to think about Caicedo anymore." Kevin Campbell delivers verdict on Ben White form. Arsenal icon Kevin Campbell has been speaking to Highbury squad about the Gunners' recent displays. The Highbury cult hero admitted that Arsenal are going through a sticky patch at present. Campbell also named Ben White as a player whose form has dropped somewhat in recent games. However, he stressed that playing superbly over the course of a full season is impossible. White has been outstanding for Arsenal for most of the season. Indeed, Campbell said the £120,000 a week ace was incredible in the first half of the campaign. However, White has been struggling of late and has come in for some criticism. He had a difficult day against Manchester United and was substituted at half-time. White also didn't have a great day at the office against Everton, giving the ball away for too often. This isn't something Campbell is particularly concerned about. He said, "We are going through a sticky patch right now. Let me just say, everybody won't play well all season. It's impossible. So Ben White has been incredible for the first part of the season. His level has dropped a little bit. It happens. That's why we have a squad. That's why you mix and match your squad." Campbell is correct. You'd struggle to find a player who can maintain the highest levels across a 50-plus game season. Players aren't machines. Fatigue, burnout, injuries, and the likes can all play a part in reducing performance levels. White has been absolutely superb for the Gunners this term, so much so, in fact, that the equally outstanding Takehiro Tomiyasu has had to play second fiddle to him. Now White's levels have dropped a little. Perhaps he could do with a rest and Tomiyasu could come in for him. It's also worth remembering this is White's first season as a right back. It's a difficult transition to make. Arsenal were handed a reprieve on Sunday, ironically thanks to arch rivals Tottenham Hotspur. Their win over Manchester City means the Gunners remain 5 points clear at the top of the table with the game in hand. Perhaps Arteta will opt to rest White in the next match. That's why strength and depth is important. Shearer gives his opinion on whether Jorginho was a good signing for Arsenal. Alan Shearer believes Jorginho is a superb signing for Arsenal, and the Brazilian will prove why he is a brilliant buy with time. The Gunners had targeted Moises Caicedo for most of the last few days of the previous transfer window, but Brighton refused to sell. This forced Arsenal to add Jorginho to their squad on a short-term deal from rivals Chelsea. The Brazilian is an accomplished Premier League midfielder and brings a lot of experience to the Emirates Stadium. However, some fans have criticized the move, considering Willian and David Luiz have made a similar transfer and flopped, but Shearer believes Jorginho will turn out to be a superb signing for Mikel Arteta's side. He said on the BBC, "Arsenal are a very, very good team with a really bright and intelligent manager in Mikel Arteta. I really do like the Jorginho signing. He will bring a wealth of experience and that know how to win and to get over the line." Jorginho was a key player at Chelsea for several seasons before moving to the Emirates, and the midfielder should do well in North London. However, he is not getting any younger and struggled to get game time at Stamford Bridge before moving to Arsenal. Arsenal rejected two Premier League sides' summer interest in Balogun. Fabrizio Romano has told Cout Offside that there were two Premier League clubs who wanted to sign Folarin Balogun during the summer transfer window before Arsenal loaned the striker out to Reims in France. Balogun has become the latest Arsenal loanee to thrive across the channel. The 21-year-old moved to League One ahead of this campaign, and that move has proved to be an inspired one. Balogun is the top goal scorer in France's top flight this season. He is one clear of both Kylian Mbappé and Alexandre Lacazette with 14 strikes this term. He is certainly leaving Mikel Arteta with food for thought ahead of the summer. Reports from The Sun this week claimed that Arsenal may cash in given that he is battling with Gabriel Jesus and Edin Ketia for a place in the Gunners team. There will certainly be no shortage of takers if he does become available. Romano has now shared just how many teams wanted the youngster before his move to France in the summer, and amongst those in the running were two of the Gunners' divisional rivals. He said, "Arsenal never thought of Balogun back in January. They wanted to protect him, as Reims' loan has been an excellent decision. Some Italian clubs wanted Balogun in July, and also two Premier League clubs and Borussia Mönchengladbach, but France was the best option. Arsenal will decide his future in May or June, not now." It's going to be fascinating to see what step Arsenal take with Balogun ahead of next season. Hopefully, Arteta will be able to find a way to include him in his long-term plans. He has been brilliant in France, and he is silencing any of his doubters after a difficult spell with Middlesbrough in the Championship. Another loan may be on the cards. Arteta held his nerve when it came to William Saliba, letting him join Marseille last season, and his handling of the centre-back has clearly been vindicated, with the Frenchman proving to be one of the best in the business this term. It's interesting that, like Saliba, Balogun is taking League One by storm this season. Arsenal and Newcastle want to sign Juventus star this summer. According to calciomercatoweb.it, Arsenal and Newcastle United are both interested in signing Juventus midfielder Manuel Locatelli in the summer transfer window. The 25-year-old, who won the Euros with Italy in 2021, has long been linked with a move to the Premier League. He is a fine player, and with Juventus' current struggles, there is a chance he could become available this summer. Arsenal and Newcastle are both said to be keeping an eye on him. Both Arsenal and Newcastle could do with a new central midfielder. The Gunners, in particular, aren't quite as strong in the middle of the park as they'd like to be. Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey have both been unbelievable, while it remains to be seen how Jorginho will fare in the famous red and white. Irrespective of those three, Arsenal still need a top-quality player in that position, and Manuel Locatelli would be a really good signing for Mikel Arteta's side in the summer transfer window. The 25-year-old has played 24 times for Juventus in all competitions this season. He is excellent on the ball, has fantastic vision, and would fit Arsenal's style of play very well. The report claims that Locatelli staying in Turin beyond the end of the season is by no means a certainty. Juventus would love nothing more than to hold on to him and want to tie him down until 2026. However, Arsenal and Newcastle are keeping a close eye on the Italian, and they could make a move to sign him in the summer. Arsenal were heavily linked with a move to sign Locatelli from Sassuolo Back in the summer of 2021, Fabrizio Romano revealed at the time how Arteta was convinced that the Italian was the perfect midfielder for the Gunners. The Serie A club's CEO, Giovanni Carnevali, confirmed publicly that the North Londoners tabled a bid to sign Locatelli, but the player only had one intention in that window: to join Juventus. Nicolo Shearer confirmed on July 18, 2021, that Locatelli had rejected a move to Arsenal, and Juventus snapped him up in the end on loan with an obligation to buy him permanently. Whether Arsenal can finally get their man this summer remains to be seen. Amazing stat shows why Zubimendi would be perfect for Arsenal. Many people who watched Arsenal's loss to Everton point to the fact that the Gunners failed to deal with the aerial threat from Everton's corner well, allowing James Trakovetsky a chance to score from a header. Because of Jorginho's poor aerial ability, many believe Partey would have found a way to keep the Everton man from scoring. We move on, and Arsenal must rebound against Brentford. In any case, speaking of the future, Squawka has revealed some fantastic statistics about Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi that could come in handy when the summer transfer window opens. According to reports, even with Jorginho's arrival in January, Arteta will look to strengthen his engine room. Zubimendi is one of the players on Arsenal's radar. Arteta may not have the worry about opponents' aerial threats when his team is defending deep in their own box with Zubimendi, as the midfielder has knack for winning aerial duels. Between 19 and 20 season and now, the Spaniard has the highest success rate in aerial duels of any of the 199 midfielders who have participated in at least 150 aerial duels. His success rate is over 70%, which proves that he has fared better than big guns like Rodri, Pogba, and Aurelien Tchouameni in aerial duels in that run. So if Arteta signs Zubimendi, we can expect him to be better than Manchester City's Rodri and to be extremely helpful in aerial battles in midfield and at set pieces. Liverpool are really interested in Arsenal's top summer target, Declan Rice. Journalist Rudy Galati has claimed that Liverpool are now very interested in signing Arsenal's top target Declan Rice in the summer transfer window. The Reds have had a shocking season so far, and things went from bad to worse after they were hammered 3-0 by relegation-threatened Wolves last weekend. Midfield remains their biggest issue, and they could now ruin Arsenal's plans this summer. The Daily Mail revealed last month that Arsenal have made West Ham star Declan Rice their top target for the summer transfer window. The Gunners are short of options in the middle of the park. Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey are the regular starters, while Jorginho, as good as he is only a short-term option. A new midfielder will be a priority for Mikel Arteta in the summer window, and Rice would be absolutely incredible for them if they can get him. However, Liverpool are desperate for a new midfielder too, and they could spoil the Gunners' party. Galletti told Give Me Sport, "It's too early to talk about negotiation between clubs because West Ham don't want to discuss about Rice with any clubs until June, but for sure Arsenal will be one that will follow the player with great attention during the next transfer window, and in that sense, we also need to pay attention to Liverpool, who are really interested in him." It's no surprise at all that multiple top clubs are interested in Rice. The Englishman is one of the best players in his position in the Premier League, and he has performed brilliantly, not just for West Ham, but for England as well. What makes him an even more attractive option is the fact that he is still only 24 years old, which means he is nowhere near his prime yet and will only get better in the coming years. Liverpool could do with Rice in the middle of their park, but whether they can compete with Arsenal in this race, especially if the Gunners win the Premier League, remains to be seen. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.